need money, this a triple threat. Really started with nothing, had to manifest. If you don't know your worth, they gon' give you less. Why they envy me? Cause I'm the best. MVP. My legacy is how they remember me. And I know success brings your enemies.
What up, what up? Welcome back to the Triple Threat Podcast.
Hey.
I'm one of your hosts, Brian Keys, a.k.a. BK609.
One of the other co-hosts, Chris Bruce, a.k.a. Detroit Mogul.
It's your boy Vic Gurley, a.k.a. MVP Vic.
Special guest today, my brother.
Man, how you, brother?
My doggy dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pusha Preme, 1/4 of the Wandering Assassins, your favorite mask assassins. Tampa will wins the Bayway. Let's get it.
What he just said, all that. So tell us, my brother, how'd you... So I've been wondering this question, like how these rappers come up with the names they got?
For me, it was given to me, and because I used to go by another artist name. So when I became Pusha Preme and I was like trying to be anonymous with music and things of that nature, started making the mask, I was trying to have people call me who I was in New York, but he wouldn't do it because everyone knew me as Preme. So Preme came because during the time when I was living in Tampa, that 50 Cent movie came out. And then like they're like, I'm from Queens. I'm from the Bronx, but I moved to Queens. And it was just like, Preme. And I was just like, okay, no. Like, that's somebody that you don't want to be. You don't want to be Supreme. No way. Yeah, So, but they just kept saying it. They're just like, nah, you Preme, you Preme, you Preme. So I was just like, all right, well, you know, I like the lettering, so I use that as an acronym. So it stands for Poetry and Rhythm Elevates Minds Effectively. So it's still knowledge behind it, you know?
Nice.
And the Pusha part came from my man Reaching Over, because like he had changed from Cashing Over to Reaching Over. He likes verbs with a lot of his with his names. So he's just like, yo, you're always pushing towards things like that. So you push the Preme to me, and then you could be Preme to everybody else. I was like, okay. I like the ring of that, and then I just stuck with it.
I like that. That's dope.
So it seems like you big on messages.
Yes.
Like even just like kind of hidden messages and stuff like that. So I know probably a question you get a lot is the mask.
Yeah. So that's like my name. Like, what's your name? What's your name?
So tell us kind of how that concept came about. You know, what was your thinking on that, and what were you trying to...
So once I moved back down here, and they weren't really respecting the other alias I had in New York, because I was leaving the group, it kind of left me in this like desolate island of like what I'm going to do with myself. So I was like, man, I'll just make music anonymously. I'll put it on SoundCloud, no face type stuff. And then I stumbled on an interview with MF Doom. So MF Doom was talking about what happened to him. He used to be in the group. He left the group. Then he became the Mass Metal Face Doom. So I was like, shit, that's perfect, because usually on my shows, like my earlier shows, you go on YouTube, I used to do a lot of like theater and thespian work. So like if I had a song about like losing my soul or something like that, I would dress like a zombie and kind of perform. I love the performing aspect of music. So I go the extra mile, you know what I'm saying? If I have to dress like an old man to kind of like sell you on what I'm trying to do, I do that. So, you know, at the time, like I had just moved here, so like my bread wasn't really up like that. So I couldn't get the gear, but I could just create things. And then I was already working with propaganda. So every time we would go to Michael's and stuff like that, I would see different things I can create. I know how to sew. I've been like doing my own clothes for a minute. I used to buy Gucci Yard from Orlando, then drive up to Tampa and make my own insignia and sell it in high school. That was like something I did. So I wasn't unfamiliar with it. So it took a couple of tries to kind of get it right. Most of the generic ones that everyone sees today, like the spike ones, we was doing that shit like 2014, you know? And then it just evolved from there. And then, you know, then what I would do is like each particular project would be like for that mask. Because they took so much time to make, you know what I'm saying? So many times that you put the glue and it don't right, you try to take it off and then it rips, you're done. And that actual like, you know, because it's made up of two different materials. So that particular material, you had to get it in pieces or it just looked like a ninja mask. So I had to put the eye gauge on it too, because I didn't want anybody to kind of know who I was. Okay. So that I could still kind of like conduct business in both lives. So if I want to chill with you guys at Lit, I don't want someone to be like, yo, what's good, Preme? You could take a picture and it didn't, that disturbs our peace. You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
I'm not trying to be Preme if I'm chilling with especially if I'm trying to kick it with y'all and gain knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's just a huge distraction. Gotcha. And I just wanted to just separate myself from the ego of just being an artist, because sometimes people feel like I'm better than you because I just say words and make you dance. That doesn't make you better? Like, what's your message? What are you doing? Like, are you providing for the community and things of that nature? So it kind of keeps me at base to where you can only really focus on the music and maybe the artistic integrity that I have, but it's mainly just the music.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I like that too, because like you said, I'm just picturing it right now. You can't go anywhere, especially in Tampa. Like if they knew exactly who, like,
I see,
look like you can go nowhere.
I see Tom go through it. Like Tom be in the gym and people be like recording him while he's like, and you know the thing about the cameraman that just catches in vulnerable moments, then people would take that, use it as clickbait, and then destroy everything that you got going on. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So just to protect my family, the people that I'm with, let's say that you don't want no one to know you're in town right now. You just closed like $1 million deal, and they're like, oh, he's with Preme. Picture. Or ops, like, they'll friend you all the way down the line and then backstab you, which has happened to us as well too. So, you know, it's just something that I told myself that I'm gonna stick with. It's not gonna be something where it's like I pop and it's just like, surprise, y'all, it's me. It's like it's me thick and thin.
So let me ask you, are your fans allowed to buy like masks for them? Okay, that's what I want to know.
So H asked me to do that. The only reason why I haven't, because it's like it just takes so much time that I feel like I never want them to be like, it's not the same one. You know what I'm saying? So what we did to kind of like expound on that is now we have the NFT. So now if you want a mask, you can own a mask, you know what I'm saying, through the NFT now. So we have every mask from every project that I've made and you can own that.
Nice.
What I try to specialize in is the Tampa merch, because I just want us to have the same pride that we have for when I used to be back home. So, you know, in the BX, like if you were from university, like everyone would say U-Mob, you know what I'm saying? Or if Queens, right, you from the Ave, everyone's like, I'm from the Ave, or I'm from Springfield, I'm from Hillside, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Tampa has those type of individuals, and it's a melting pot, but it's like no one really wants to say it. It's as if like the word Tampa doesn't roll off the tongue well, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But it's a great city. I think it's the home of second chances. You can be like a fucked up felon in Tampa. I mean, I'm sorry, in like Miami, come to Tampa, open a food truck and be ill and be lit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe the housing ain't what it was, but at the same time though, you can live in Newport Richie, Riverview, Tono de Salsa, whatever, and still have a lit life in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my take is on it. So would I do it? Probably not physically, but you know, we'll do it as an NFT.
Okay,
that's crazy, bro. I never could say that city, bro. The one you just said.
I don't even
I see the sign. I be seeing
soda, whatever. Like,
Florida got some weird city names.
They do. They do,
bro.
But to piggyback off of the question about merch, right? So you sell your own merch. For example, this is one of his hoodies. This is his Tampa hoodie. Can you tell us a little bit about your merch? In addition to that, I know you mentioned propaganda earlier. I see you got a propaganda hat on. Tell us about it. Like, what's your affiliation with propaganda, or you know, just fill us in.
So propaganda brought me on as a creative director. So we were just making designs at the time, and I wanted to branch off because I didn't have merch at the time. So when I was here, we would do shows, and then like I would have nothing on my table. I usually just have prop on my table, but some people don't really get it. Sometimes they see the pyramid and just like, nah, I'm good. But I was like, okay, well, what's something that you guys don't have? And I was like, you guys don't have city merch. You know what I'm saying? And I saw how Jay-Z just took over the Yankee. He don't even play baseball. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just like, Tampa has the ability to have something like that. So I just wanted to create something to where, you know, it didn't matter if you were black, white, homosexual, fucking straight, a hoe, or whatever. It just, the symbol unifies everybody. That's why it's all the different colors, and that's why they're all intertwined together. So, you know, when I did that first, I was like, I just was the challenge for myself. I'm like, I'm gonna sell 100 of these, and I'm gonna deliver them to 100 people. And then I've done that shit like more than 100 times. So it was like that, you know, people that supported it just motivated me to be like, maybe that's the lane that will be when, you know, just to create like another stream of income.
So, all right. So let's talk about other streams of income. So we know you're dope artists.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
You know, you got your YouTube, you got your Billboard recognition. That's huge.
Yes.
You know, you do shows. I see, you know, out doing your shows. Packed houses. So talk, you know, for the people who are out there who may be up and coming artists, talk about some of the other streams of income or other avenues that you're pursuing business wise. I know you mentioned NFTs.
Yes.
You are getting into the metaverse space. So
Yeah, trying to.
just speak on different aspects, different lanes.
I think every artist has to look at themselves like a store, you know, like a store in the mall, or you have like a kiosk. So it's like the music is like one stream, but how can you keep that person, you know, within the loop of you? So sometimes you don't get a chance to be impressive to somebody as an individual, because sometimes that works. Like, I like this person, so I'm going to invest in this person. Sometimes it only comes really off face value. So things I suggest is just like merch, getting creative merch, doing collabs. You know, if you're not the clothing guy, but you have the fans, link up with, you know, a local brand or even like a bigger brand, and then that can kind of just put them together. A good example of that is Bape. When Bape was like on their decline, there was collabing with everybody. They had Bape and Tommy Hilfiger, right. Bape and Kid Cudi, Bape and Big Sean. I'm just like, what's going on here? But now they're so relevant to the point now. It's like now they can do franchise expansions with like Pharrell. So it's like Human Made. Boom. Like, think about how big they have to be able to be like, we have our own shoe now. Yeah. You know, so it's like, you know, you just have to just kind of just get creative in the things that people enjoy doing. And most of the times, the things that we enjoy doing, but you can't separate that from yourself, you know?
So let me take it back to the past, man. As an artist, what is the first song you could think of that made you fall in love with hip hop?
Oh, it's a couple, but I would say one that comes to mind now. It was "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See." Busta Rhymes.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
That video, I saw that video and I was just like, how is he doing this?
Well, you know what? That makes sense when you say that, you know, you like to create, because, and it's funny, I was like creating a playlist of old school hip hop or whatever, and I was adding some Busta Rhymes songs or whatever. And when they came on, I was like, man, I remember that he had the dopest videos. Him and Missy did this and stuff. So it makes sense, seeing some of your videos, that this would be somebody that would inspire how you would create.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I listen to Nas and Jay-Z and all that, but it's like, for me to be like, my connection just came with just like how they were able to like bring it to life. Because for Jay-Z, unless he was on the block, I don't care what anybody says, you can't relate. Like, you can listen to Reasonable Doubt now and be like, oh yeah, I know them shits, of course, because we have Power, we have fucking Paid in Full. Like, we had so many visual examples that you know that this is what he mean when they say pack. This is what he mean when you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you just listening to it, you can't really fathom the story. It just sounds dope. See, Busta Rhymes was able to kind of like put color into the flow, keep it really catchy, and still give you like witty lines from here to there. So for me, that's what caught me. He's not like, I'm not saying he's my favorite, but that's the reason why it stands out to me, especially at that age. You know what I mean?
Well, let's ask that question. Who is your favorite artist?
Oh man, I don't have a favorite artist right now. Yeah, man, it's
top
too
five.
many.
Give us your top five.
Top five, yeah.
So my personal top five. Don't crucify us in the comments, man.
Top five all time, man.
What the hell, all time? There's been a lot of people.
Yeah, let's hear
top
it.
Five, let's hear it.
Yeah, we.
I don't have. Oh my god,
it's a hard question, but
for 2022, in case anybody wants to crucify us for this, though, I'm gonna say I gotta go Hove, Mixtape Wayne.
We going 1 to 5 or 5 to 1?
Oh, in order, ranking?
Gotta be order.
You just throwing random.
Yeah, I can't. I can't. It'd be too hard.
I won't make you do that. I won't make you do that.
All right, so Hove, Mixtape Wayne. I'm gonna go. Damn, son. I gotta go Biggie because I love the production. Like, he was the first one to be on those jazzy beats that we hear now. You know what I'm saying? I'm going Andre 3 Stacks. And then
I like that one. I like that one.
Fifth, I gotta go Drake.
Really?
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Well, shit. I think this is something we don't even know about each other. So let's go around the room. What's yours, Vic?
Oh, so
what's your five?
Yeah.
All right. If we talking about okay. And we not doing order, right?
No, in order.
All right. Drake got to be in there. He big time. I'm a huge Pac fan. Hove.
Well, why you stumble when you said Hove?
You gotta stumble a little bit.
Yeah. So
nah. So I tell you why.
Uh-huh.
So because like you said, he came from street. Like initial, like when he first started, it was all street shit.
Yeah,
like
but take away the money stuff.
Nah, but even if you bring like the present day or the most recent whole stuff, the lines, the bars he spit, it's a lot of shit that is intellectual, like that people don't catch.
Facts.
Like people that's still thinking about the street shit, they may not catch a lot of the shit he's saying. So I like that because there a lot of that I understand at this point in my life. So that's a big thing. Wayne definitely. I know you said mixtape Wayne. I would have to. I would say up to probably Carter 3. After that,
facts.
Yeah, I feel you. I was there with it. I had to defend this nigga mad times and get crucified.
I would say up to about Carter 3. You know, he was the man. But I mean, he's still a legend. You can't take that away. So and then I got one more. One more, and I know everybody probably gonna hop on me for this, but I'm from Tennessee.
Okay, here we go.
Y'all know Dolph, my dog.
Project Pat, some
I
thug.
know Dolph, my dog.
Oh, Dolph. Okay.
Oh, Dolph.
Yeah.
And
Rest in peace.
it ain't even because rest in peace. It ain't even because of that. But a lot of people don't know. When I was in college, actually, one of the kind of dabbled in the whole promoter type thing. Dolph was actually the first artist, like some that I was involved in that we brought out, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Show, I mean, the party was empty as hell, but we had Dolph come out.
Got you.
Real humble dude, you know, that's cool as hell. So
gotta put him in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what was crazy? I had heard of Dolph, but I wasn't a big Dolph fan.
Yeah, me too.
Until Dumb and Dumber 2.
Why?
My boy Sean put me on to it.
Best word.
It wasn't.
But I mean, it was, for me, it was like listening to the beats and what he had to say, whatever, with you know, it just, that's when I started rocking with him, was when I heard Dumb and Dumber 2. Like my boy sent it to me, Sean. Y'all know Sean.
Yeah.
Sean was like, look, man, you, Dolph, man, I love Dolph. So he sent me the Dolph, Dumb and Dumber. He sent it to me on Apple Music, and I started listening. I was like, yo, this might get ready for the gym music right here. So yeah, I rock with him, man. It's unfortunate, you know, that he was murdered. Man. So rest in peace, Dolph.
They just actually called us people that he murdered, the killers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So my top 5, I mean, off Bell Hove for me. I can listen to them records all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I can't believe it take y'all so long. I can give you my 5 like that, bro.
It's different because, like you said, the state of.
I'm gonna definitely go Hove, Wayne, Drake, them 3. I'm gonna say probably Tupac. I was a Tupac fan more than Biggie. So I'm gonna have to go Tupac. Last, that last one I would say, just looking at my playlist of everybody that I've encountered when it comes to rapping. I'm gonna go. People gonna kill me for this, but we're gonna go to South. Influential that I listen to all the time. I'm gonna have to go Jeezy, man.
Jeezy? So good. I'm glad you said that because
Jeezy.
I was holding this for a minute. I'm surprised. Well, I'm not even surprised, but just how crazy time is, bro.
Yeah.
At one point in time, I'm glad you said Jeezy. There's one point in time when people used to say T.I.
Yeah.
One point in time people used to say Scarface, Kendrick, but it's like as time goes, it's like like you know what I'm saying, the like how you grow is so crazy
and how you interpret the music.
Right.
Yes,
because your mindset develops, so you start to look at things, you start to listen to lyrics differently.
Yep. Because if I switch, let's play like this. If I switch Jeezy for me, it'd be J. Cole.
You know, I was gonna mention J. Cole too, but I think for me, J. Cole is like an acquired taste because for J. Cole, I get that with Drake. The only thing about Drake is just like the music is just like a little bit more wide range. Because J. Cole be dropping he be dropping a lot of gems, but I get those same gems from Hove from an adult perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Like J. Cole is like a modern day Nas. His last album, the beats ain't that great.
You like the last one?
I like it, but I'm saying the beat selection. J. Cole.
Okay.
His beat selection is like Nas' beat selection early on in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like it's not on the last album anyway.
Yeah.
Like I like Born Sinner. That's my favorite album.
Me too. See, I knew it was all cool for a minute.
Like my favorite album.
He spazzed on Born Sinner.
Went crazy. But I'm like, this album, the beat selection, it was okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was okay.
That's what I love about music. It's like you all hear
easy for me.
Okay.
Nas, Biggie, Pac. Damn, I had it. I forgot.
Bumba Clyde.
Nas, Biggie, Pac, Drake, and Jadakiss.
Okay.
Do you listen to music after 2010?
Huh?
Have you listened to anybody after 2010?
Drake.
Okay, fair enough.
Drake.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I like a lot of the new people too, but those are the 5 that, you know, if I take a road trip.
Oh, so that was more of like a lyricist probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could all go club vibes.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a lot of different ways.
That's why it can't be like we can't judge them. You know what I'm saying? It got to be like, who are you listening to? Like the 5 people that you listen to the most. I like that Spotify does that. That's kind of genius of them to do. I wish Apple would do that more.
Yep. So you recently just was on Tampa's list for 22.
Yes.
rappers.
Shout out to Ray.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So coming up as a local artist for people that's watching this, what are some of the key things some artists has to focus on to be known in their city, right? To have the respect. And I mean, obviously the music has to be good, but outside of that, what are some key things you would give for somebody?
I would say number one thing is consistency. You know, like I tell everybody all the time, like don't underestimate the power of writing it down. Get you a whiteboard. It ain't even gotta be that big. You feel me? It could just be like the size of your fridge, and then just jot down all your ideas and things like that, and organize and get a calendar. Because that way you don't double book. Sometimes people just kill themselves because they just like, I don't want to do this because I got to do this that day. But if you organize it, you'll be able to get everything done all at once. You know what I'm saying? I think the consistency shows because people have to see you. Like hearing somebody is one thing, but seeing them is another thing. I think that's what helped me out more because people can hear it, but then it's just like when they see the energy that protrudes on stage with our band, it's like, oh, nah, I fuck with him because of, you know, X, this, and that, and the other or whatnot. You know what I mean? So I think those 2 things are key. Also just like being yourself, you know what I'm saying? Just because the weekend drop don't mean that you have to put out an 80s type project. Don't feel that pressure. Like listen to your audience, you know what I mean? Like what thing I've learned about, you know, moving back here, because when I moved here, I ain't had shit. I was on my man's couch. Shouts to L. I was on his couch for like almost a year, and I'm just like, all right, I'm good. Like I've gained everything I have to gain. I've studied. I was working 2 jobs. I'm good. It's like, you sure? I'm good. And then I just built my way up to where I'm at right now. So I remember those days, you know, just like, trying to figure shit out. And most artists always say the same thing. It got to be this. It got to be that. You need the bread. You need that. But everyone forgets about the main thing. That's the people. You know what I'm saying? Like we all named there's 4 of us. We named 20 artists, and then all of them are kind of bundled up into like the same 3. And what are they doing? All they're doing is just being themselves and just putting the music out consecutively. Right. Drake's not taking like 2-3 years off. He's like, here's another project. Here's another single. I'm on a feature. What's up? Maybe some social media shit to let you know what he's doing. But here's a video of me working in the studio. If you do that, it's going to come because the numbers are there, you know, and then just communicate with them. If one day you get 10 likes, so what? Hit those 10 people up. Yo, I had a fucked up day with the algorithm today. Thank you for liking my shit. I do that shit all the time. I contact people, and it may seem like a chain message, but it's just like I can't personalize everything. I've passed that stage, but in the beginning, it's just like when I had the hoodies, I would come and meet you. At the time, I lived on Waters. I was meeting niggas in Brandon. Feel me? Yeah. So, you know, I think those core things, and then everything else will kind of just like cultivate itself. You might get with somebody that can put you in a good position. You might have somebody like you that can put them on some internet marketing and things of that nature. So if they just get those core items, they should be straight.
Got you.
Okay, so a big thing that I feel like is in media in the industry now is you hear artists and they talk about how they not getting paid by labels. They, you know, it's always issues with when it comes to money. Can you kind of speak on that from an artist standpoint? You know, just for those listening that may be
I could speak on it lightly without like, because since I'm not signed, I can only just go by the people who I know that are signed. But the one thing that you want to do for sure, take the time out, is your publishing. Boy, oh boy, man, they will finesse the shit out you to take that publishing, because the publishing is kind of like a time capsule. You know what I'm saying? You can make one hit and then 20 years later, you can still get bread on that. The mechanical royalties, if they stop playing your song on the radio, that's it. But they can stop playing your song, you know, for 4, 5, 6 years, and then you can have a situation like Ludacris, and then they put your song on a movie, and now you get the licensing. That's a whole new money. That's you know what I mean. So the thing when it comes to it is like they don't really give you bread; they give you in advance. But it's the same thing everyone's been saying. It's like a bank. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that they didn't give you bread. Like here, we're gonna make sure that you don't work for the next 5 years, so you can just work on your music. Nah, they're like, what's the invoice? And if the invoice doesn't comply with what they got going on, then they're gonna put you into another studio that charges them twice as much, and then it comes out of your budget that you got to recoup. So it's like, yeah, the labels is hard, but it's like you got to understand what you're doing when you get into the situation. Like you're asking somebody else to invest in you, and then you want them to not get ROI. Right, doesn't make any sense.
So okay, so with your advice that you would give to an artist, if an artist approached you, would it be to stay independent, or should you be seeking that deal?
It depends on what's going on in your life. If you have no kids, no responsibility, hell yeah, sign, get your foot in the door, build with all those contacts, and when your contract's done, you've made friends with all those people so you can do it independently. That's what Macklemore did. He didn't get signed, but when all those people stopped working for those labels, he hit them up on LinkedIn and then created a whole like master plan. So if you're someone that has a family and you need the bread now, I would say go independent so that you can kind of just have the labels like bid over you. Yeah. Because the thing is, you just don't want to give them the bread back. That's the thing, because you might have a ill show, and after you pay fees, your security, and all other stuff, and you have like your regular bread, they're gonna take that from you, or they're gonna bill you at the end of the year. Like, remember when you booked that studio time, you had this girl in your video. Well, we need that, and you don't want to owe them.
Okay. Well, you mentioned family. What is life like? I mean, you married, kids. How do you manage being an artist and, you know, balancing it out with being a family man as well?
That's just difficult. Sometimes I don't even know how I do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just take advice from just other fathers. Like, you know, you may tell me, you might drop a gem, and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to use this when that time comes. So I just talk to a lot of fathers. For me, that's like the easiest thing that I do, because I didn't have a father. So my example is going to be different. I could be too overprotective, and I have girls too. So it's like, I got to like, you know what I'm saying? If I worry about it too much, it'll drive me mad. So the thing that I do, I just have a good support system. So, you know, my wife just provides, she's like on my ass about time management. She's in HR. So that's why I'm just like, good. You know, like, okay, manage this, book this, make sure that I get confirmations and emails and things of that nature, just to make sure that my time management allows me to be able to do both. But you got to be able to, you know, just decide on the sacrifice. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to look at it like Thanos. Like, if I throw you over the cliff, right, I'm going to get this stone, but then I'm going to take over the world. But I can't throw you over the cliff in the first movie. I gotta kind of wait, but it's gonna happen. Like, when it comes to a family, someone has to get sacrificed to be able to make things work, and that's like the hardest like reality everyone has to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like when Jay-Z's on tour, he's not with his daughter. She could learn her first word. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to miss something like that. Right. But then Jay-Z's a multimillionaire, well, billionaire, so it's just like she would never have to worry about shit ever again in her life. So. You know,
I'm glad you circled back with that, because I was trying to figure out how the hell you was going to pull the throwing somebody over the cliff joint with the family.
Talk about.
I said, where you going with this?
No, but it be hard decisions like that, bro. Like, you know, like I have a newborn. I got 2 shows on Sunday, right? Then we have a show next Friday. Then in February, I go to New Mexico. Then I got to go to New York. And in March, I got my own show. So those mad days I'm missing that I got to make up for, you know? So, but that's just the reality. If I substitute those things and spend more time, then that means I have to work twice as hard and try to make up the time. And I don't know how long I'm going to be here. You know what I'm saying? Dolph just got it out of here. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. So, you know, I just feel like I'm here for a reason, because it could have just stopped on El's couch. It could have stopped in New York. It could have stopped when I was in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? But for somehow, some way, the path continues on for me to kind of get where I'm at right now, you know?
So I want to, I want to talk about this, because we always talk about also relationships, right? As a married man, how important it is to have the right queen in your circle, right? That understands, you know, that, hey, listen, I'm not going out to party and turn up. I'm going out to go bring a bag back to us. You know what I'm saying? To further the career for our kids and everything else. So talk about like how important that is. And I mean, I'm not sure how you make it.
It's difficult, because the thing is, you can kind of like coach them through it. You can bring them with you, but it's going to be your word versus social media. So you can be like the most outstanding gentleman in the world, and then she still won't believe you. Who was that dude that was with Megan Good and they was promoting all that stuff?
Devin.
He don't even go. He's not even with her no more. They got a divorce. So it's just like, there's no, it's like, I just feel like that's the way, that's just the balance. Like, if she just lets you go and say nothing, then you're going to start worrying like what she's doing, why she not checking up on me. So we need that balance. It's just, anybody who cares about you is going to ask, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes if I don't hear from him for a week, I'm like, oh, you good? Okay. All right, you good? You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I mean? It gets annoying when you hear it all the time and you have to explain yourself. And as men, we don't want to have like another parent. So I get that part, but it's like, when they don't do it and they don't do it for long periods of time, then you start thinking, yo, do you fuck with me? You know what I'm saying? So that's how you could take care of that.
So there's this, there's a book, it's called Winning by Tim Grover.
Oh, I fuck with Tim Grover. Hell yeah. Shouts to him and MJ.
So for those that don't know, Tim Grover was a trainer for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, a lot of top individual that are like top, like icons, like they do the shit that most people ain't. So what he talks about is basically on that journey, like your journey to success, once you are in that mind frame, like you want to be the best, like, and you're doing the things to be the best, there isn't really a such thing as balance, because there's always going to be something that suffers, because you're doing everything you can over here to make all this happen, to attain this level of success. So there's going to be things that are lacking over here, maybe family. And the biggest thing was, most people aren't gonna understand, like most people outside of you, if you're the one that's on that journey, aren't gonna understand, because they gonna look at it like, oh, he just being selfish. You have to be selfish though. And a lot of people kind of miss that. So it takes a special person to be with somebody that is on that type of journey.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a big thing. If you haven't read that book, check that book out. That's,
I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Yeah, definitely,
definitely good.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, because as entrepreneurs, we go through it, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
is finding someone that can understand the focus and the attention that you have to put out there. You know, obviously as an artist, right? You got to go on the road and things like that, and it's like, you know, like you said, as much as you can tell your lady, like, this is what they still may think.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
And I still appreciate her, you know what I mean? She's like, that's my rock, you feel me? Like, she's been through a whole lot of I put her through a whole lot of bullshit, and she still stuck it through. So, you know, I understand exactly where she's coming from. But yeah, I think that, like you said, that sacrifice and coming from someone like Tim Grover makes sense. Because for Kobe to be what he is, it like, do you remember the story when Kobe was, Jason Williams talks about it. Jason Williams, he used to play on Duke. So he said he went to the court mad early and he was shooting around, and then Kobe was there, right? So boom, let's say it's like 2:00. You know what I'm saying? I think from what John told me, like they have shoot around 2:00 if you just want to get your shots in if you're home. So he said Kobe was there from the beginning, and then he was there for like 2-3 hours, and Kobe was still there and then still played the game. but you're not home with the kids and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You basically like from 2 until the game starts, then you got to shower and go home. That's like a whole day. You feel me? So yeah, that
and
makes
most
sense.
don't have what it takes, which is why everybody isn't seen. Like you have people that are successful, and then you have icons. Everybody can't be an icon. Yeah. Like you see, I mean, of course, tragically, Kobe passed away.
Rest in peace.
But his who he was still lives on. Like people still remember that. You can be successful, you can make a whole lot of money and still not have that type of impact on people. So it's something special that a lot of people don't have. So when you have that, it's important to harness that and understand what you have.
Yeah. I think
that was gems.
Yeah, I know. We talked about this earlier today, actually in the clubhouse room. I think the biggest thing, your wife, your lady could probably get it after so many, so long of a time. They're like, okay, I get it. You on the shows and stuff like that. I think the hardest person that don't get it is our kids.
Ooh, man.
I met my daughter saying, "Do you have to go to the meeting?" I remember her saying stuff like that, and it's just like, man, like that hurts.
Yeah,
that hurts. Man.
It makes sense though, because you gotta think kids don't care about that. They don't care about how much money you making. You just dad. So yeah, and my son's too. So I haven't really got to that stage yet, but I'm sure that'll be something that I'll have to, learn to cope with.
Yeah. I mean, God willing, the way you guys are moving, it'll be on autopilot. So be in the position where you could just take them with them and kind of show them the ropes. Because I feel like that's how these, they're like the Johnson & Johnsons and the Zuckerbergs of the world. I feel like that's what they do. Like, you just bring them along.
Well, even not even, I would say this, it's not even so much that you're not physically there. Sometimes you're mentally not there.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
With the fact that my daughter could talk to me about something and she realized I'm not even really paying attention because I'm thinking about the next business move I'm about to make.
Yeah.
That hurts.
And that was real.
And
I felt that.
So to that, because that's very true. And I've realized that in myself. I have a 2-year-old. So he can't always communicate everything, of course. So I actually realize sometimes, and I'd be like, damn, because he'll do things like, hey, I need your attention. Hey, I want your attention. And I'll be like working or I'll be doing something. And I'll be like, and I'll take a time and I'll be like, damn, I need to give him the time. So what I do now, and it's not easy, but I feel like it'll pay off in the long run. My son is with me on the regular. I took him out of daycare. I am daycare now. So when I go to Airbnbs and I gotta do things like that, if I gotta go, I mean, he doesn't go every single place, but for the most part, he's with me so that I can show him the things that I'm doing. Yeah, he might not get it now, but that repetition and that consistency, hopefully, as he grows older, he understands the concept of hard work and putting your effort into something that you believe in or something you're trying to build, an empire you're trying to build. So a lot of people ask me like, how do you do it? You do this and that, and you have them all the time. Well, I'm thinking long term because I know that my dad didn't do that with me. I don't have a good relationship with my dad at all. So me as a father looking at it, I'm like, okay, for one, I don't ever want my son to be in a position where he could say like, my dad ain't teach me shit. And I want him to be in a position to where he can go out and work or he won't necessarily have to physically work if he doesn't want to, but he can put in the effort. He knows what to do to be successful and he doesn't have to just depend on me. Cause like Shaq said, he said to his kids, y'all ain't rich. I'm rich. Y'all gotta go get y'all own. And I agree with that.
Yeah,
and too. I think a lot of kids suffer from that. When they're given everything, they don't have no drive to work. If you ain't never been hungry, then how you know what to do when you are?
And what you're doing is highly important just for you know, the black community for just one teaching another one, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't teach them, then someone else going to teach them.
Right.
And they're not going to teach them with the same kind of love and compassion that you're teaching them with. So, yeah, I definitely salute you for that. That's real talk.
Let me ask you this, Preme. Does your kids know you as Pusha Preme?
They do. So yeah. Not my, because I have, you know, my other daughter's like, she's barely like 12 weeks right now. She don't, but my oldest, she do though, which is funny because, opened for Made in Tokyo. So I didn't know that's like someone that she likes, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to cross over to the younger market because I knew that they would, you know, they enjoyed the tea and like the way that we kind of like construct our stage presence. And then she was in the crowd.
What?
Oh,
She's
so
in the
you
crowd.
didn't know?
I didn't know. Wait, did I know? Maybe. She'll remind me if I knew or not. I don't remember knowing. I couldn't have known because I had to do all the whole backstage stuff. So I didn't even bring her backstage. So I'm coming out in the show because usually when I come down from like when I open for people, I meet people like, yo, take pictures, stuff like that. So she was like in the front. So some of her like her friends came. They're just like, yo, that shit was crazy. And she's just like, that's my dad. I was just like, yo,
That's wild.
don't tell him. Don't tell him about Santa. You gotta keep Santa. You know?
That's wild.
So, all right. I got a question. So the mask. So I'm assuming in the house, you know, around the family, you don't wear it. What is, I guess, the boundary? Like, when do you wear it? When do you not wear it?
Anytime that music is mentioned, if it's Preme the brand, it's no different than you with the red hat. It's like, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the goggles, or Jordan with the, like, this is my uniform, so you know it's like clock in time. So when I'm not on there, I don't even recognize them. I'm a fan like everybody else is a fan, you know.
Okay.
That's dope.
Okay. That shit is dope.
I'm gonna ask you.
Marshmello the DJ.
I'm gonna ask you a wild question.
Okay.
This might be personal.
All right.
When you with your wife, do you ever switch back and forth between the two? Have a little fun?
Yo, you don't know how many times
Add a
people
little
ask me
spice
that.
to it.
She asked me to role play once. I was like, nah, you're wild. Cause then you're cheating on me. It's not the same, nigga. Yeah, no, Preme and when I'm not Preme, they're not. It's not the same. It's not the same. Preme is very like, it's crazy. I'm talking about like he's not here. He's very spontaneous and energetic, and he goes like that. So like if I'm working on like a particular record that's like personal, sometimes I have to kind of like do it in the element to where it's like I'm not influenced by Preme. Because Preme, you know, Preme is like somebody that would make the song outside. He's like my confidence, like, you know what I'm saying? So half the time when I'm in that particular like aspect, I'm not even writing it. I'm just doing it like 4-bar punch-ins because everything is just like it's coming automatically. But if I'm doing a song like on the album Heavenly Father, I got to kind of be me because I'm talking about like some personal issues that I'm dealing with. So it's like, you know, it's all in the same, but sometimes I have to kind of like split the personalities up just so I can be able to like not get lost in it. The best way that I look at it is like Eddie Brock and Venom. You know what I'm saying? They're both the same, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes Eddie got to be like, yo, chill's not the time. And he's like, all right. And he goes back and shit like that, you know?
Got you.
Are you a Gemini?
No, I'm not. I don't, you know the crazy thing? I don't believe in signs. I think that shit is like controlling and labeling. But people tell me that like it's like that's something that Leo would say, and I'm just like, I guess, or a person. I feel like you can be all of them. Split personalities, angry, cheaty, flirty, all that stuff. That's just people.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
And then when you try to call them out on it, they be like, no, but your moon is. I'm just like, stop it, bro.
Yeah,
Stop it, bro.
That's a little deep. Yeah.
That's true. So, how did the pandemic affect you as an artist?
It actually put me up, man.
Okay.
Yo, like, I'm glad that you asked that question. I don't get to talk about it as much in interviews. People just think that it just happened. So I had just signed with Symphonic, right? That's the distribution company that I have here that's based in Tampa. Huge company. They just signed like $1 billion deal not too long ago. So when that happened, I was supposed to be doing my release party there. But then they're just like, we can't, COVID. I'm just like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? This is useless to me. So what I did was like, I just did what my jobs would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to show up to work. So I put out that I'm dropping a project, send the project out to everybody. I'm like, hey, on Friday, we're going to have a Zoom call and we're all going to talk about the project. So, and that's what we did. And I had I had like, honestly, like 15 people and everyone like talked about it. We had like a speaking floor, kind of like what they do with Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Clubhouse wasn't around at that time, man. That would have been a great fucking idea. But I didn't think of much of it. I just wanted to kind of keep in touch with the fans. Then I stumbled on a opportunity to get on the record with Don Toliver. So we did the record for the Lemonade. It didn't get picked up, but when we uploaded it, that shit went. You know what I'm saying? That shit went crazy. And the pandemic gave me an opportunity to travel because we weren't working, but people were still getting paid. So we went to Hawaii. I went to New Orleans. I did mad traveling during that time, but cheap. So that just gave me the ammunition for people that was at home to kind of see how my life was going. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you're at work, I can't show you shit just being in the car. Yo, guys, I'm in the car at the show. Yo, guys, I'm at the show. But it gave people like an insight that was like, oh, damn, I want to travel too. I want to do this. I want to do that. So it motivated people. And then I was kind of just like creating a soundtrack during the whole process. Then boom, I got verified. And after I got verified, things just kept going. It just didn't stop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So it's 2022. Still January. We early in the year. What's next? What's in the pipeline for
I think
Pusha
for
Preme?
now, like I just want to make sure that I put the brand in the situation to where we can grow. You know, I want to really kind of focus more so on not really just signing the deal. I know I told everybody like by the end of this year, I think I want to do that, but I just think it's I'm just chasing the idea of time, you know. And to me, time's not real. It's like just a moment ago, everyone was talking about Jay-Z and Wayne, and like that shit is gone. Just a minute ago, Kanye was beefing with Drake, and then that's just not even a real thing at all, too. So, like, I think what I'm gonna just do is just learn from your podcast and just create these multiple streams, and then just continue just to teach people along the way. I think that's what's like what God has set for me. Like He's gonna put me in these places, but as long as I'm able to give back, I think that's where the blessings come from.
That's what's up, man.
Absolutely.
Well, shit, man, we could go all day talking to you.
I appreciate y'all, man.
I give you your what do you say? Give you your flowers or roses or whatever.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
you
it.
are definitely one of the most down to earth people I've ever met.
Bro,
From day one, man. I remember. Do you even remember where we met?
We met at Zydeco.
Nope.
Oh,
We met at
wait, give me
what's
more
that
time. Give me more time. If it wasn't Zydeco, then it had to be 7th Grove.
Nope. Wasn't even the club scene. We met at Yeoman's downtown.
Oh, wow.
On some not Super Bowl Sunday, but like a Sunday football day or whatever. It was me, you, don't take offense to this, White Brian.
Yeah, so wait, and the girl was
It's a story behind why it's White Brian and Brian. That's my dog, but we'll talk about it
So
later.
wait, was this girl working the bar at the time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's bad.
And I knew them. I didn't know you. They introduced us or whatever. And ever since then, you was like, yo, what's your IG here? Take my IG. You know what I'm saying? We need to connect, yada, yada, yada. And then, it just, everything was up from there. And I was just like, damn, this dude is like real down to earth. Why you want to know me? I'm just.
You just had good energy, bro. And it showed. I mean, shout outs to the video. Never thought that you're in. Like, you blessed us with the vehicle. You like, it was no problem.
Yeah.
You wasn't like being like shy about the cameo. You did your thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I just feel like good people just got to find each other, and we just got to just build a community.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying?
Respect. Well, any last words for your fans?
Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the pod. If y'all on Spotify, hit the heart. Run this video back, share with a friend. If there's any quotables here, just make sure that you kind of just take that and make sure y'all follow these gentlemen here that actually, they drop a lot of gems. And I'm not just saying that just to say that, because I'm trying to like understand how things can go even after music. And they have a lot of tools that people are not even trying to give you to begin with. Shout out to Tampa will win, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can follow me everywhere. If you Google PSUHA PREME, I hate spelling it, but I understand that's what we got to do. But yeah, man, just more shows to come, more life, man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you.
Well, yeah, we appreciate all of y'all. Make sure you tap into wherever you are tapping in. Tag us. We'll have the show notes. You're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you are, we're going to have the show notes. Make sure you tag us on Instagram. Let us know you're tapping in with this episode. If you're going on YouTube, like I said, like or comment as well on the video. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us. We got more fire episodes coming. It's on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bruce, aka Detroit Mogul.
It's your boy Vic Gurley, aka MVP Vic.
Your boy Brian Keys, BK609. Yeah.
To help wash my pain away. Now I don't make a payment late. New estate got my name on the gate. That's what my